Dear viewers, you're doing a very good job on keeping on Savior TV. Thank you for watching Savior TV. It's your girl Namisa Prose presenting for you today. Your main program known as Beyond the Books. Thank you for watching Savior TV. As you're seeing, I have two two students, a lady and a gentleman. We are to talk about some issues beyond the books. But before talking about anything, uh, we would like to know their names. Uh, Sir, what is your name?
Thank you so much for this privilege. My name's Katamba Semakula David. Thank you so much.
Can I know your name, please?
My name is Mutes Angel, Senior 5. Yes.
Well, dear viewers, she's Motese Angel from Senior 5 class. Motese Angel, we are having an issue. Uh, it is known as mental health in schools, and not only our school but also other schools. It is common in schools. Mental health is common and it has causes. However, those they can be solved, they can be prevented. uh how do you know mental health? How can you define mental health?
Well, I think mental health is a state of having a stable mindset and a proper thinking. Yeah. If a person has those two, is mentally stable. That's what I can talk about.
So what you mean, someone to function very well, he or she has to be mentally stable.
Yes.
Okay. Then, what do you think that causes mental illness?
Well, particularly in schools, I think mental illness can be caused by the surrounding. Like, if a person that is suffering from illness uh, can be as a result of the surrounding you're in. If the people you're having, if the company you're having is putting you down, you want to try doing something, but they are telling you you cannot do it. At times, it results into mental illness. Then the other thing is about family neglect. We have students at school, they're neglected by their families. They don't have provision. They're not provided the scholastic materials, and so because of that, a person suffers from mental illness. So I think that's what I can talk about. That.
Well, parents and guardians, we very well know that if you don't provide something like scholastic materials when your child is at school, that is another thing. This person is going to start even stealing other people's property. But if this person is caught stealing this property, he or she is going to be blamed over something, and he or she is going to also be isolated from others. This thing can cause mental illness, of which it is totally very bad. So, Madam Angel, how do you see, or what do you think about the prevention of mental illness?
Well, for the students that suffer from mental illness, we have a lot of ways we can help them. Let's not leave them out because they're mentally ill. There are some ways we can use to help them out. For example, those people that are neglected, the students that feel neglected. You're at school, you lack scholastic materials, you're being you're being you feel small because at school people are always proud of their parents, they talk about their parents, but because you don't have parents or because they don't provide, you feel small. Now we've come with a solution today. If you're having a friend and a friend of yours is neglected, if you can afford to provide the scholastic materials, at least a few of them, please do. And if you can provide any kind of need, please do. Because it's one way we can help those people that are neglected. Then, for the case of the surrounding or the company that you're in, it also affects your mental, like your mental health. So, for those people, let's advise them to move with productive and good people. Friends, we need to choose which kind of friends am I supposed to live with, am I supposed to converse with, so as to promote our mental health. Thank you.
On the thing of the surrounding, and I think that parents also have to play a big role in knowing what what kind of people the what kind of people does my child associate with, like, are they kind of beneficial? I think this can also prevent mental health. So I think you can pass the mic to Mr. Katamba. uh as you've heard, what do you know about mental health? How can you define mental health?
Uh, to my seeing or thinking, I would refer mental health to the state of being like properly functioning mindfully, stably, and like in a proper working condition of the brain that we refer to being sane rather than insane. Thank you.
uh as you've heard, if you're mentally stable, you can do everything in a stable what? A stable way. You can be functioning very well. If there are studies, you study very well. If it is working, you work very well. That is being mentally stable.
Yes.
So, about mental health, what do you know that are the things that causes mental health?
To my understanding, I'd refer to the first main factor, like if I were to refer at school, I would say stress. Because stress in children or students, this would refer to a big issue, whereby you find students, let's say like an example of the students offering BCM at large, these students would feel like they really want to have everything into their minds, but of which we all know that it can't at sometimes. Like in reality, that can't happen. You can't get the whole book into your mind.
Yeah.
And like maybe also referring to the same issue of stress, there comes another issue of relationships at school, whereby you would feel like you have a girlfriend, you have to provide for the girl, you also have to concentrate onto your studies, and like you have to do a lot of things at the end of the day. And like you find yourself being stressed, whereby you can't do both at the same time. Thank you.
Uh, you've talked about stress. What you mean that stress is something bigger in causing mental health?
Yes, there would come an example of a friend I had back at my former school was called Benjamin, but he really had stress about our relationship. To be honest, like he would come to class and like tell you, "Oh, bro, I really have to provide for the girl. I have to get her lunch today, but I'm really penniless at the point. I have no cash. How am I going to do it?" He would go into borrowing. At the end of the day, you would think about the debts you have to solve. You don't have cash to pay them, and like you have to critically think where are you going to get the cash from to pay other people, so as even to provide for the girl. You also have to eat. You also have to concentrate even like on other issues. So this is going to come out like you're going to find yourself in one way of not properly functioning well. Like you'd be packed up with a lot of issues.
For I think these things can be solved. These causes, these issues can be solved out or prevented. How do you see that we can prevent these things that causes mental health?
Like would provide like counseling sessions to these people who are affected by mental health.
Or
Like in a way, you engage they engage with counselors, whereby these counselors are going to tell them on the proper ethics of conducting their lives or livelihood. Another would like provide rehabilitation services to them in a way that when you provide a rehabilitation service or take these students or like anyone, it would be even to a grown up. If you take them to our rehabilitation centers, they're going to get like those chill out sessions whereby they're going to relax their mindsets. They're going to have like those small pieces of advice they would put into their minds like to cool down from the mental issues they have, and this can help them like regulate their stress issues at large. And another thing, like referring to the working people, these working people, like you need to give them at least some short breaks of their work, because this is where the point of life, you're going to find an accountant, he or she needs to balance a book account. At the end of the day, he's done or she's done, but she's going to go home like really really exhausted, and at the end she has to come back the next day in the morning, from morning to evening, working, doing mainly one activity. But when you provide like these short holidays, the person is going to relax their mind, come back very active, better than how she was at the previous session. Thank you.
Okay, that's why even schools give holidays to students, but
Yes.
I think there are also other schools that do not give their students holidays to rest, thinking that they have to put in much so that they can exceed in their what, in their exams. However, you don't know that you're costing much this student who you don't give some time to rest. He or she is going to suffer from mental illness. So, our dear viewers, this is your program known as Beyond the Books. We cater for students on issues beyond the books on Savior TV. Thank you for watching Savior TV. For today, it has been your show by your girl, Namsa Prosi. Thank you for watching Savior TV.
Thank you so much for watching. Katamba David does the same.
Tessie Angel, Senior 5. Thank you.